Hello guys, welcome to this session on project structure for any project in C++. So in this session, we will see our project name called assignment, and it has a multiple subdirectory called binary tree, and you may have assignment for linked list tags and so on. So what we have done is we have created a directory for each of these say task in your project called assignment. Now there may be some piece of code which is common in each of the subdirectory. So our thumb rule is do not repeat yourself. So we would put all this duplicate piece of code into a common section, and then you may later reuse it in each of these directory structure. Okay, so the first thing you need is a CMake file based on for your project level. So please note, you would need a CMake file for each of these subdirectory. So let's just go ahead and create a CMake file for this project. We'll set CMake minimum version required. It doesn't matter, you can check your CMake version and you may just use you may just specify the version which you have as minimum CMake version. Okay, so since this is a CMake file based on the project level, we will not specify any compilation step here. We would just go ahead, we just have to inform CMake just to add all the subdirectories. For example, in this case would be binary tree, then CMake file would be common. So what CMake will try to do is it will try to go and search CMake file inside each directory. Now it may possible that you may want to compile only for binary tree, so we'll just go ahead and comment this section out. Okay, so we will just explore how the directory structure for binary tree will look like. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and create one CMake file inside this binary tree. Okay, this is a CMake file for this particular subtask called binary tree. Now within a binary tree, we will go ahead and create a directory called source. This directory will have all the source code for binary tree, and then we will create one more directory for test. Now within a source, we will also need to create one CMake file list, and here let's say we would have all the source file here required for binary tree implementation. So we will name this classes as binary tree. Okay, and inside this CMake list we have to write down compilation step. Okay, as in the previous version we can just specify a minimum CMake version required. We would need to set a project name as binary tree. I will just name it as binary tree source. We would need to set CPP. So I'll just try to use a simplified version of CMake file. Binary tree set include as binary tree and add executable, your project name and your CPP. And you are say include. Okay, so this CMake file will try to build a executable from this piece of source code. Now inside test, let's go ahead and create a test. So this test directory would have test for all this binary tree implementation. So we will name this as test underscore binary tree. And again, inside this test you would have one more CMake file which will compile this, yeah, so it should be exactly same as of, instead of this you would have test. We'll name this project as test. Okay, now okay, let's go ahead and see how this entire tree structure will look like. So first thing is, I'll just revise what we have covered in this section. So we would have one CMake file which is on project level, and this project there are only two commands specified here. I think let's go ahead and specify one more project name as say assignment. Okay, so this CMake file, which is on the project level, it would have only three commands here: minimake CMake version, you set your project name, and you would have to inform this CMake for which subproject you have to compile the courses, compile the sources. So for example, if you add one more task on queue here, you just have to add subdirectory and queue. Okay, so during this session we will just cover implementation for binary tree. And so inside binary tree you would have one CMake list. So this CMake list would be again would be very simple, and this would be binary. Let's name this project as binary tree and this CMake will add two directory called src and test. That's all. Now so inside binary tree we have two directory called src, and here we have all the sources. So in order to get this source build, we have a CMake file and one for this. Now let's go ahead and build this. You go ahead and right click this and reload this as a CMake project. Okay, in order to print something, have some message, we will just add one simple main here. Hello world. Okay, of course I need to import, and let's go ahead and build it again. You see it has printed hello world for this. So that's all for this session. If you have any question, please put your question on the comments. Thank you for watching.